In this episode, the new GMC Sierra EV pickup truck, the Volkswagen Golf GTI turns 40 years old, and Ford's brand new Super Duty pickup trucks. Welcome to episode 128 of the We Are Auto Show. What's up, Derek?
Mr. Michael Rowell, what is new in your world?
Moved into a new place, so that's nice.
Oh.
And I've seen some more atrocious driving.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, on the way here today, I saw not one, but two wrong way drivers.
Really?
As in, like, drivers going the wrong direction of traffic flow.
The roads here are pretty clear.
Yes. Also with the fact that the lines are yellow versus white, right? Yellow lines are opposing traffic. White lines are the same direction of traffic. You know, you would think that might make things a little easier.
Four drivers.
Two drivers. Maybe there were four of them in there, but two drivers. One car went through an intersection, took a left, and drove down the wrong side of a road. And the second car just blindly followed them.
Ooh.
And what was really sad was I was the only one that saw it. Because all the drivers around me, as I looked around, were just on their phone, fiddling around at the light. So I'm freaking out, thinking, oh my God, no, please, no, don't do that. No, God, no. And no one had a clue what just happened.
Do you know what happened further down the road?
Yes. They, within about 12 seconds, realized and went, oh shit, and flipped a Yui real quick.
All right.
Could have ended bad.
Could have.
Luckily, did not end horrible. But, yeah, that was an experience on the way here.
Not the best.
No, not brilliant. I bet you they are either reformed BMW drivers or Tesla drivers.
I don't know if the Tesla would let them go that way.
Or are they Nissan Altima drivers? Because that is some big Nissan Altima energy there.
Whoa. What do you think would be the brand most synonymous with wrong way driving?
Either Kia or Nissan.
I feel like
or Dodge.
Cadillac.
You're thinking old.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking stupid.
I don't know.
Because if you're old, you've been around the block. You've probably seen where roads go.
That's a good point.
I think if you're just dumb, like just genuinely dumb, then I think you're probably a Kia driver.
I can see it.
Or you drive an Altima that's missing 8 body panels.
What were the two cars?
I don't remember.
Oh!
I was too busy, like, screaming at them from the other side of the road, going, no, God, don't do that, to even recall what cars they were driving.
The second car following them reminds me of every time that you see a racing incident.
Yep.
Where the first driver has pushed it too deep into the corner.
Yep.
And the guy that's racing him follows him too deep into the corner, and they're both off in the gravel.
It's exactly what, just locked into him wherever he's going, just a beeline in the same spot.
Yep. They tell you, when you're racing someone, try to keep on your own braking points, because if you use him as the braking point and he goes off, you're going off.
Yeah, you're going with him.
Right.
Yes, but shall we get into some news?
Sure.
Okay, so let's talk about a pickup truck, shall we?
Sure.
How about the new GMC Sierra EV?
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is essentially an alternative to the Hummer EV that's not as gaudy and as brash and as potentially heavy. Because I don't have a weight figure, but I'm hoping it's not quite the same heaviness as the Hummer. But it's the new GMC Sierra EV. So their electric vehicle Sierra pickup truck.
A lot of weight on the shoulders of this truck.
Yes.
A lot of weight.
Yes, but not as much lot of weight as probably the Silverado EV.
Agreed.
Because remember, this is essentially a fancier version of the Silverado EV, right? Right. GMC Sierra, Chevy Silverado, same thing, change the badging. So, so these GM trucks, whether it's the GMC Sierra EV, the GMC Hummer EV, or the Chevy Silverado EV, they all use the same Ultium batteries, and they share a bunch of different components and trims and such. The GMC Sierra EV is debuting as a top-of-the-line trim. So they're not starting with the base model. They're starting with the fancy, and then they're going to work their way down. It's going to be launched as the Denali Edition 1 trim.
Okay.
So fancy schmancy is what that equates to.
I have some thoughts on that. When you start with your first fancy trim, it means you haven't sorted out how to make money off the low trims yet.
Yeah, that's one angle to take.
What do you think it is?
I also kind of think that they're trying to maximize profit off the bat to then fund the lower trims.
I am sure that that's the case. And that's why you see companies like Porsche come out with an SUV as opposed to a car. Most companies that get into the EV space come out with the biggest vehicle possible to start because the weight of the battery will be a lower percentage than the overall a smaller vehicle.
Yeah, it doesn't have a weight figure yet, but expect it to be not light.
No.
Not a Miata.
No.
Right. They are claiming it's going to be 754 horsepower with 785 pound-feet of torque.
That's
which means it's not as a lot as the Hummer, which means hopefully it's not going to weigh as much as the Hummer.
Yes,
that's where my brain is going.
It's not 11,000 torque for some reason.
Yeah, and it's not 10,000 pounds, right?
Right.
Well, we hope. But they are claiming that this is going to hit the 400 miles of range bucket.
Really?
If it does, that's a big-ass if.
Yes.
If it does, could this be the EV pickup truck to buy?
I don't know. Did they give you a battery capacity?
So they haven't stated exactly how much battery capacity it has, but most likely it's going to be the same 200 kilowatt hour pack that you find in the Silverado and the Hummer.
Whoa. Okay. It could get that range with a 200 kilowatt hour. That's massive.
Yeah, so I'll steal this little quote here. It says, thanks to its 800-volt electrical architecture, the Sierra is capable of charging at speeds of up to 350 kilowatts. GMC says that this can add 100 miles of range in only 10 minutes. Which is much better. Still not good enough in my opinion, but much better.
Okay. The more depleted the battery is, the faster it charges. So,
of course.
Yes, in the beginning you will add that range. I suspect to add 300 miles of range is still an hour and a half type of situation. Even at a supercharger where you're pushing in huge volts and a ton of amps.
Yeah.
But it's looking better. I will say that.
It is looking better. The horizon is getting a little brighter.
Yes.
Now, let's get into a little bit of the truck stats, right? It is truck. We use trucks for truck things. Unless your name is Chad or Brad or Thad or maybe a Russian Brad, a Vlad.
Yep.
I don't know. But if you're going to use this truck for, truck things, you're probably going to be curious about its towing capacity and its payload and all that. So it can tow up to 9,500 pounds, which is fine. That's fine.
Is that good in the truck world?
Yeah, it's fine. It's within the realm of any of the full-size trucks. Your F-150s, your Silverados, your Rams. It's in the bucket. It's fine. Whether you're plus or minus a few 100 pounds or even 1,000 pounds here or there, that's no factor, right? Because you tow a trailer with an RV, you're 5,000 pounds?
Okay.
Right? If you think about it. You tow your track car to the track. You tow your Miata. Your Miata weighs 2,100 pounds. Trailer weighs 1,500 pounds, 2,000 pounds. You're 4,000 plus pounds. That's within the realm, right? So 9,500 pound towing capacity, it's fine. Although that does concern me if you do tow 9,500 pounds with it, that your range is going to go from 400 to 4 quickly.
Yeah, it will legitimately be under 100.
Yeah. I'm going to quickly go away from the Sierra EV for a second because I did see an article about an F-150 Lightning that was towing a boat. You know how far it made it?
How far?
I believe, don't quote me here, but I believe it was less than 60 miles.
It's not good. That's really bad.
That's really not good.
Really bad.
That's so bad.
Yeah.
You want to use your truck for truck things. Well, you can drive it to the nearest Home Depot, and that's all you get.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the Sierra EV, it'll tow 9,500 pounds. You can put 1,300 pounds in the bed, so 1,300 pound payload is what that's considered, which, again, it's fine. I don't see most people that buy this to use it to 9,500 pound towing and 1,300 pound payload, but is what it is. Because it does share a lot of the components with the Hummer, it is supposed to get the crab walk rear wheel steer feature.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that'll be great for the Brads that parallel park this in front of their financial advisor investment office.
And the Chads and the Vlads.
Yes. Brad,
Yes.
Chad, Thad, Vlad.
Yes.
Don't be mad at Brad, Chad, Vlad, Thad.
Okay. All right.
So let's actually talk about its bed, because this is a bit interesting. So, the bed. It's 5'11", which is unfortunately taller than I am. But, so, I can fit perfectly in the bed. But someone who's maybe a bit on the tall side could not lay down properly in the bed.
What is a normal bed size?
6
for a
foot.
truck? Okay.
So it's regular. But here's where it gets exciting. GMC, or GM in general, has a multifunction tailgate. So you've probably seen commercials where the tailgate folds like origami into like 4 different pieces. You can open the whole tailgate. You can open a half a tailgate, a quarter of a tailgate. You can do like the full tailgate down, then the other tailgate the other pieces of the tailgate kind of make these like steps in it, like locks. Like it's just kind of weird, right?
Yes.
It's like an origami tailgate. So you can drop that. That's awfully nice. But this Sierra EV is also going to have something called the Multi-Pro Midgate. I didn't know much about this until I saw this actual picture that we're looking at right here. So we're looking at a picture of the Multi-Pro Midgate, which is essentially where the bed of the truck meets the cab of the truck. You can actually fold. It's like a tailgate that goes into the cab of the truck.
I see.
So you extend your bed forwards or to the front and the rear. So fore and aft, right?
Wow.
That's kind of neat. So according to this, I didn't know this, but that actually debuted originally on the Chevy Avalanche way back when, which I thought was an ugly, horrible thing. You remember the Chevy Avalanche? Yeah, it's awful, right? But I didn't know that had the Multi-Pro Midgate thing.
I've never seen that on a truck.
Me neither. I think that's brilliant.
I think it is too.
It's amazing.
How much space does it give you?
So if you go the Multi-Pro Midgate and the multi-function tailgate, if you get them both down, you maximize the space completely.
Full origami.
Complete origami. You're up to 11 feet.
Whoa.
So you almost double your bed size.
That's super cool.
That's kind of neat. I didn't know that was kind of a thing, right?
No.
So the picture shows a kayak. That's perfect. That's
Yeah.
excellent. That's exactly what I would picture using it for. Now, also, apparently with this midgate, right, it'll actually allow you to put like part of the midgate down to still have some back seats. So it'll work with the 60/40 bench seat in the back.
Okay.
That's kind of freaking cool, actually.
That's really good engineering.
I can kind of dig that.
Yeah, I really like that.
Like, I don't like to talk good about EVs or GM products in general, but I kind of like this part, right?
I don't think F-150s have that.
That's the Chevy thing.
I don't think
It's
Rams
a
do
GMC, GM Chevy thing.
Huh.
I kind of like that.
I do too.
Now, apparently, in the bed, there's also a built-in charging station that has, it'll provide 10.2 kilowatts to up to 10 outlets.
Oh, that's a lot.
Most trucks nowadays have outlets there's like 2 of them, 3 of them, but not 10.
10's a whole lot.
10's a lot. Right?
10 seems a bit excessive to me.
Yeah, it seems very excessive. So this is a truck it seems like they built this to maximize cargo capacity, whether it's the frunk or the midgate or the multifunction tailgate or whatever it is. It seems like you're not using this to tow heavy things, but or I guess carry, not tow, but carry.
Yeah.
But I guess carry long things.
It seems like this would be good for recreational trucking.
Correct. Yep.
But not business or handyman.
Yes, that's exactly where I was thinking with this, right?
Yeah.
This isn't for the construction company that's going to order a fleet of them, that's going to order 100 of them, and that's going to be their work truck. No, to me, this is like the dad that has to take the bikes to everywhere, he's got to load the soccer net in the back, like disassemble the goalposts, and you got an 11-foot room, so now you got room to fit 11 feet worth of goalposts and stuff.
He's going on the camping trip to the lake and
but local, right?
Right.
That's kind of where I see this going.
Mm-hmm.
Now, another quick little claim is that GMC is claiming that this Sierra EV can also do that reverse charge thing that the F-150 Lightning does, where you can power your house. Apparently, they say you can power a home for up to 21 days off of this.
I'm not surprised about that, actually.
That seems a lot. I was expecting 5 days. 21 days seems like a lot.
No, yeah, you should be able to take this and almost power your house for a week, without a doubt. 200 kilowatt hours is a lot of energy.
But we're talking 21 days that they're claiming. That's 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's all dependent on how much energy you're using per day.
Fair.
But if you looked at your own power bill, they will tell you the kilowatt hours you're using per day.
Will it actually? I've never paid attention. I just write a check and I have coffee in the morning.
Yeah, they'll break it down per hour, per day, whatever you want. Okay. The software online will show you all that. I think, for example, me and my wife are using around 3 kilowatt hours per day. So you can do the math.
So yeah, you would be fine for a long time.
Yeah, almost a month.
Yeah, you'd be fine.
I mean, these things store an immense amount of energy. It's almost ridiculous.
I guess that's where, because we live in Florida and we have to deal with those hurricane things, where that does make a little more sense.
Mm-hmm.
I do see, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I actually can see the benefit to that.
Yes.
No, I still don't think EVs are the answer, but I digress. Shall we get on to the price?
Quick caveat with that. To be able to reverse into the grid or reverse into your home with that energy, you usually need infrastructure in your garage. You need the ability to take the energy into the grid. And that does take some hardware to do, an electrician to install it. So you can't just plug it into your outlet at home. It'll work.
Of course.
But theoretically, yes, it's possible to power your house off of this truck. And it's a good idea. And like you're saying, having a massive 20-day battery in your driveway with a hurricane coming is pretty darn convenient.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So let's get back to the price, the numbers here. And if you're watching on YouTube, you've already seen it at the top of this article. But if you're listening on audio, the figure that we're seeing at the top shows $108,695. That is a bit of the elephant in the room, right? The Hummer is big in terms of its weight, but this is big in terms of its price.
that's a lot.
That's $110,000.
It's the top trim.
That's as near as makes no difference, $110,000.
What? I don't know off the top of my head, but what would be the top trim price for an F-150 Lightning? My suspicion is $70,000.
Yeah, I'm not gonna Google it, but yeah, we're gonna be in the ballpark for like $70,000-$80,000.
Yeah,
$100 and almost $10,000. That's a lot of Miatas.
yeah.
You know how many Miatas you could buy for $110,000? That's a lot of Miatas.
3 to 4.
Yeah, a lot of Miatas.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
I don't know about that part.
Yeah, apparently you can put a pre-sale request in, right? You can put your deposit and all that in now. But they are going on sale officially in early 2024. Now, this is, like we said, the top trim. They are going to offer lesser trims. They're going to offer an off-road version called the AT4. That's not got a price yet, but they're shooting for an affordable version called the Elevation trim. That is supposed to start around $52,000, which again isn't which isn't what I would call affordable.
$52,000?
Yeah, it's not
half the price.
Yes. but it's affordable compared to the Denali Edition 1.
Yes.
It's not affordable compared to anything.
No, your base F-150 is cheap compared to that.
It's dirt cheap compared to that.
Right. I don't really understand the market here, to be honest with you.
Again,
who is the buyer of this?
It's the dad that has kids in sports that works in finance.
And is
he
at
commutes
a C level.
He commutes 3 miles to work. That's who this is.
This is a weird truck. It's not a bad truck. It's just oddly positioned for the price in the market.
I agree. Now, I do want to do a quick little actual visual rating here. I think it looks better than the Silverado.
Yes, I agree.
I wish it had more of a grill, which obviously doesn't need one, but I wish they painted that black instead of body colored. If they painted that black, it'd be amazing. But I like it better than the Silverado because, at least from the pictures I've seen of the Silverado EV, it has more of that weird, like, cab extension over the bed than this does. It has it, but it doesn't seem like it's as, I don't know, pronounced.
It looks more truck-like to me, which is good. But if you are, I still don't understand the market of this. And I just went to Kentucky. I saw a whole bunch of guys with trucks driving around in rust buckets, and I'm trying to understand, will any of them ever get this?
No.
The answer is no.
Not a
They
single
never will.
one.
They won't want it. They'll have no part of it. It doesn't make sense for them. I don't. It's fine. They shouldn't have it. It doesn't make any sense.
Agree.
I don't know who this is for.
Not a clue.
The $50,000 one, I can maybe understand a little bit more. But I don't think we're going to keep the 400 miles of range.
Probably not. At $50,000, you're probably going to get 260 miles of range.
Yes.
Which
and then it becomes
not enough.
No, because if you tow anything, your range goes to 20 miles.
Correct.
It's a problem.
It's the problem that everyone's facing with the F-150 Lightning.
Yes. Trucks and EVs are just not quite there yet.
No, they're not.
But I don't know why they're going into the truck market as opposed to trying to go into like the small compact car market.
Chevy's already trying to do that.
They are with the Bolt and the Volt and the, I don't know.
I actually didn't realize there was two different cars, the Bolt and the Volt.
Yeah. One's a B, one's a V.
I thought it was genuinely people just mispronouncing Volt.
No, there's two different.
Until I saw it there, I was like, oh, that actually has a B, not a V.
Yeah.
I am mistaken.
Which apparently you can get those things dirt cheap, by the way.
Because they're pieces of shit.
They are.
They're so bad.
Yes.
Shall we move on?
Sure.
Okay. So let's go away from something that's the trucks to non-trucks. Let's talk about a hot hatch.
Okay.
So the Volkswagen Golf GTI is turning 40 years old.
Ooh.
Yes, it is turning 40 years old. The Golf GTI celebrates the big 4-0 this coming year, the 2023 year, and they are doing a special anniversary edition of it.
Okay.
Woohoo! Super exciting. So when Volkswagen does anniversaries, they've done 20th anniversary, they've done 30th anniversary, and now they're doing the 40th anniversary. So the 40th anniversary is kind of a cool car, which I'm excited for as a Volkswagen enthusiast. They are making only 1,500 of them, approximately. 1,500 of them.
Okay.
So they're a bit limited, and it is supposed to be evenly split between your manual transmissions and your DSGs. Well, let's go a little further here, because I think if you're in the market for a hot hatch, or more specifically GTI, this is the one to buy.
You think so?
Because it's got features from the top spec, the Autobahn, but it's not priced at near 40 grand like the top spec is.
Ooh.
It actually, in theory, slots between the S and the SE. Some of the visual differences that you're going to see between the 40th anniversary and regular GTIs are it's got lower body graphics, like special 40th anniversary graphics. It's got 40th anniversary badging. It's got the roof, wheels, and mirror caps are all painted in black. Then you've got some exclusive colors called Tornado Gray and Urano, or Tornado Red and Urano Gray. But like I said, this goes between the S and the SE. The 40th anniversary is based on the S, but it steals some actual substance from the SE and even the Autobahn. So it's not just visual. Because some of the cool stuff you get are adaptive dampers out of the Autobahn, as well as 19-inch wheels with like actual stickier tires, and you get speed-sensitive steering. So kind of cool. It's actually going to be a little bit more suspension-oriented.
Speed-sensitive steering?
Yeah, so what I'm understanding that to be is you go to make a lane change on the highway. If you yank the wheel, you're only going to get a couple of degrees of actual turn.
Okay.
Versus if you're in a parking lot, you don't have to muscle your wheel to make a turn.
So it's like a dynamic steering ratio.
Yeah. Yep. That's been around for a while for a bunch of luxury cars. So yeah, the big thing here is the suspension, right? It's the adaptive dampers. That is really cool.
Okay.
I like that. That usually comes from the trims like the Autobahn, so the high trim. You don't get any actual extra horsepower. It's just suspension stuff, which will make it quicker in the corners. But you do still get the 241 horsepower, 2-liter. It's a 4-cylinder with a turbo.
Peppy little thing.
Yep. So a shame is you don't get the Club Sport engine, which is what is allowed in Europe. In Europe, they have the GTI Club Sport, which actually bumps up to 296 horsepower. So we don't always get all the fun stuff.
Okay. So this is a reskinned interior and exterior, suspension-tuned anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It is starting price of $34,150, and that is directly between the S and the SE. So I like that. And one more thing that you get in this car that you don't get in the fancier trims is the Clark plaid seats.
Right.
That is such a GTI thing.
Yeah.
The plaid seats. I love the plaid seats.
That looks cool.
It just works.
Do you wish they had done performance upgrades?
Yeah, a bit. I do, but I also understand that if you want more actual horsepower, you buy the Golf R.
Right.
So, yes and no, right? Either way, it's going to hold a special place in my heart.
The more I think about it, the more I like this car.
Yeah.
Because had they done the performance upgrades, you could debate that the suspension tuning is a performance upgrade. The tires are more of a performance upgrade, in my opinion, than the suspension tuning probably was.
Yep.
But without horsepower gains, which is fine, I think that it is good at the price point that they slotted it in.
Mm-hmm.
Had it been equivalent, the 10K equivalent to the R, no, that's a problem. But since it's only, $2 or $3 grand above the normal one?
Yeah, I mean, the normal one's 31-ish, right? And the next trim up is like 35-ish, 36-ish.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It works.
I do like where they slotted this in.
Yeah, like you don't have to spend 40 grand to get the adaptive dampers and the stickier tires that come on the Autobahn.
Right.
Now, an anniversary edition GTI is always going to be near and dear to my heart because the car that I learned how to drive manual transmission in was an anniversary GTI, but it wasn't the 40th. It was the 20th anniversary GTI, which we do have a picture of. It looked exactly like that.
Okay.
If I could find that car, I would buy it right now. It had the factory BBS wheels. That was such a fun car.
Those were factory?
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Those wheels were so good.
That is cool.
But yeah, so the 20th anniversary GTI, that was what I learned to drive manual on. So I would say if you're in the market for a GTI, buy the 40th anniversary. I think that's the ticket.
Okay. Next question. Will it appreciate in value because it's an anniversary edition?
Not appreciate. No, rarely are you going to hot hatch that actually appreciates, right?
Right.
But I think what it'll do is it'll dip and then it'll surface back up when enthusiasts realize it's a special one.
When the next iteration of the anniversary comes out?
Will it be an EV?
But I'm saying, will the price of this go up 10 years from now?
Yes.
Because another anniversary edition will
I think
come
so,
out.
because the previous anniversary GTIs they're sliding upwards a bit.
Okay. I like this car. I really do.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
I think you should get this car.
Don't tempt me. Don't tempt
This checks
me.
all your boxes.
It really
It
does.
might not be a Porsche, but it's as close as you can get right now without it being that badge.
I do like it. I like it. I like the wheels. I like the car a lot. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. Ugh. Okay, I'll move on.
Let's do it.
So let's go actually back to some pickup trucks, shall we?
Pickup heavy.
Yeah, a bit pickup heavy. Because just recently there was some facts and figures released in terms of towing capacity for the new Ford Super Duty trucks. And I got to admit, it's a bit staggering.
Okay.
Big is the phrase that comes to mind here. Because the new 2023 Ford Super Duty specs, you get a bunch of different options in terms of powertrain. They're in, I guess, introducing is a good word, a newer version of their 6.7 liter Power Stroke turbo diesel.
Okay.
So they've had a 6.7 liter turbo diesel for a while. It's called Power Stroke. It's a great engine, but they're now doing a high output version of it.
Oh.
So let me run you through the different options of engine you can get with the new Super Duty. You could start with a couple of gas options. You've got a new 6.8 liter V8, which is kind of the base model. That was based off of the Godzilla 7.3 liter V8, but this 6.8 liter V8, I don't really understand why they did a newer, smaller V8 when the majority of people aren't going to buy it. It just seems weird. But the base model will give you 405 horsepower and 445 pound-feet of torque. Now, you could then step up to the highest of the gas trims, which has got the 7.3 liter Godzilla, which is what they call it, V8. That you'll get 430 horsepower and 485 pound-feet of torque, which, again, is fine, but that's not why you buy this truck.
What was the difference between those two?
Some
like 20
some
horsepower?
Displacement. Horsepower and displacement.
Like 20 and 30?
25 and 40.
What? That's the same thing.
It's pointless.
There's no point.
That's why you don't buy a gas Super Duty. It just makes no sense. You buy it for the diesel. So, the base 6.7 liter Power Stroke V8, so the diesel, so the base diesel trim, you get 475 horsepower and 1,050 foot-pound of torque. So would you like to more than double your torques?
It went from 450 to torque to 1,000.
Yes.
Okay. Now we're talking.
Yes. So that's the regular 6.7 liter Power Stroke diesel. If you want the high output version, that comes with 500 horsepower and 1,200 foot-pound of torque.
Oh, my goodness.
Or pound-feet, pardon me.
Oh, my goodness.
That's a lot of torque.
Yeah.
That's a lot of torque. And actually, what that equates to in terms of towing capacity is not a piddly little 9,500 that we talked about with the Sierra EV. This is actually now the most towing weight that you can get in a regular person truck without getting into a semi-truck.
I was about to ask how. I'm Googling, and it looks like semi-trucks range between 1,000 to 2,000
Yeah,
torque.
this is teetering into semi-truck CDL range.
Yeah.
Like, properly. This high output Power Stroke will tow 40,000 pounds.
Oh my.
via gooseneck hitch. So not ball hitch, but gooseneck.
That's a massive trailer.
That is where you're going to start running into like actual weight restriction issues.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, damn. That's the highest amount of pounds that you can tow with
Jeez.
a regular vehicle.
This thing's a monster.
It's freaking sick.
Wow.
So who would need this?
Construction companies. Well,
No.
No.
They're not towing 40,000 pounds. They'll tow a piece of equipment or a hunk of concrete, but they're not towing a building.
Who is towing 40,000 pounds?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's in that weird spot where you probably just want
The most.
semi, right?
But at that point, you get a dedicated hauler.
Yeah. And you wouldn't have a pickup truck.
I don't know.
Weird.
I mean, my brain goes to track day junkies
Yeah.
that have like multiple track day cars that they like tow. They're called toy haulers, where it's like an RV, but it's also got a lift with 2 cars in it, sort of thing. Like you have sleeping quarters, 2 cars, and all that. That would be a dream to tow that to a track with.
Yes, I agree.
You wouldn't even know it existed back there.
That would be perfect for this truck.
Or if you're going on a camping trip and you have a big 5th wheel camper.
But in all this marketing material that we're looking at, it's like construction guys, and I guess the RV thing makes sense, like the camper thing.
That's horses.
That makes sense, kind of.
But even horses, do horses weigh 40,000 pounds?
No, I don't think they weigh that much.
That's a lot of horses.
Yeah,
Like,
that would be a ton of horses.
that's a lot of horses.
I'm not exactly sure what the market for this would be.
I want one.
You need none of this.
I need all of this. It makes no sense for me to have, but I love it.
Oh. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, horses weigh 500 to 700 pounds
Okay.
on average. That's a bazillion horses.
That's a lot of horses.
What the heck?
How much does a cow weigh?
I mean, it's got to be 1,000 pounds. No, it can't even be that. It's got to be around the same as a horse,
Let's
right?
see. Cows weigh, adult males are 2,400 pounds.
Ooh,
So maybe you have a cattle farm and you got to tow a lot of cattles.
yeah.
All the cattles.
Farming makes sense. Farming makes sense for this vehicle, right?
Yes, I want one.
You get your Golf GTI.
I want that to tow 10 Golf GTIs. Because why not?
It would.
Actually, it would be actually exactly like pretty much that. If they weigh, Golf GTI weighs, 3,000 pounds?
Yeah.
10 of them is 30,000 pounds plus a trailer?
Yep.
Hey!
It
You
would haul.
buy this to tow 10 Golf GTIs.
You could do it.
Or, I know what this is for. This is for people that happen to buy 4 Hummer EVs at 10,000 pounds each.
Yes. And the Hummer EV outtows this thing by 10 times.
No. It has more torque, sure, but it can't actually tow it. It doesn't have the chassis to be able to do that.
You're right about that.
I like this truck a lot. I have no reason to want one.
No. I do like this truck for the practical use of having this truck, for the reasons that we're talking about. But I don't foresee a world in which an EV one of these makes any sense at all.
0.
No.
Those seats look comfy.
Yes, they do.
I want to sleep in that seat.
And I wonder what's going to happen in 10 years from now when this is like mandated to be an EV. It won't tow anything. It will have enough torque to tow things, but the range will be terrible and it won't make any sense. I don't know.
I hate to tell you, it's kind of the demise of, I just said I want to sleep in that seat and there's a dude sleeping in the seat laying flat down. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is I think it's kind of the demise of a lot of civilization. I know that sounds doom and gloom, but like we're kind of doomed at that point.
I don't know. We'll find out soon.
I hope not.
10 years from now. At some point.
But yeah, that's the new Ford Super Duties, the F-250, 350, and 450, the biggest of them all.
Farming and towing.
Yes.
Everything.
And sleeping in the seats, laying flat down.
Yes.
So that's all I got. You got anything else for episode 128?
I do not.
All right, it's going to wrap us up then. Thanks so much for watching and listening. If you are watching on YouTube, please leave us a thumbs up on the video. Drop a comment as well. So let us know who is going to use the new F450 to tow 40,000 pounds. Don't forget to hit subscribe while you're there too. Right? And if you're listening on audio only, please do leave us a 5-star rating and a review on your platform of choice. And don't forget, we're on social. So are you. Follow us over there. Facebook, it's We Are Auto. Instagram, We Are Auto _ YouTube, We Are Auto, and our website is weareauto.io, where, again, you should go out there, check out the website, and catch some of your favorite past races. Again, thanks so much. Catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.